Hey everybody, it's me, Dan Harkinz. Today, tip number 9 for succeeding in team deathmatch is map knowledge and enemy locations and understanding spawns. Most players who aren't too good at team deathmatch, I think most of the problem lays heavily on not understanding the map, how spawns work, and locations. Pretty much when a UAV goes up, that's when they go into like focus mode. A good team deathmatch player should always know where the enemies are. UAV, Blackbird, I mean, they do assist you somewhat, but just knowing where people are going to be is something you get from playing constantly. So if you don't have a life, you probably really learn the maps and where people are. As we can see right here, I have launch, very simple, straight to the point map, very symmetrical. And as we can see, we have a green circle, red circle dictating the team spawns, and in front of them you see the opposite colors. This is basically saying, if you push forward towards the enemy, they're gonna spawn behind you, and it's vice versa, as we can see right there. You see the arch right there, the arrows, that shows you how it goes. So if all your team is rushing right into the enemy spawns, which is the worst thing you can do, basically you're setting yourself up to get fucked in the ass, because all the enemies are going to spawn behind you. So you really have to control it. We see the center right there. I got the 2 arrows pointing out. If you got teammates right there and you got a bunch moving forward to the enemy, they're going to spawn behind them while there are also enemies on their side. So basically your teammates in the middle are sandwiched between enemies, and most likely just gonna get fucking mopped up right there. Not what you want to do. You want to push just enough forward, but not so much that you're going right into the spawn, because for this map it has very clear sight lines. You can just set a teammate on each one and just kind of keep people trapped there if you want to do that. I don't really like spawn trapping, and I think it's a rather cheap tactic, but in some game modes it's pretty much necessary to make sure the enemies never get a chance to win. We see here that knowing the map, it's so important. And this is just a very generic layout right there. I mean, this applies to all maps, but it's so fucking shitty on launch. Probably the worst spawns, but the same logic applies to any map right there. So basically you can think like this: if you're not finding anybody, look at your map. Where's your teammates at? Then look at the opposite side of where your teammates are, and that is most likely where the enemies are. It's as simple as that. So as long as you get that concept down, you won't have to really rely on a UAV or a Blackbird, because you're like, oh, my teammates are here, which means the enemies have to be at this location, which thus you can go to that location and kill them all. It's awesome. And once you really get this engraved in your head, and you start knowing the nooks and crannies where people are going to hide, where someone might set up shop and just wait for you, once you get all this knowledge, it makes team deathmatch a lot easier. And while they're thinking, hey, this guy doesn't know I'm there, you're like, yeah, actually I do, and you fuck them right in the face. So this pretty much summarizes the tips for this. Knowing the map is extremely important, and I do suggest that if you get a chance, go on a combat training or play mercenary team deathmatch. Just get a feel for it. When you get killed, watch the kill cams, see who's killing you, see where they are at, and use that to integrate that in your playing style. That is something I heavily do. I might freak out, flip out, be like, oh, you motherfucker, you killed me, something like that. But if it's happening a lot, I like to take what they're doing and apply that to myself, because if it's working for them, why the fuck would it not work for me? So if someone's setting up shop, camping, if you will, in a place that is killing me a lot, I'm gonna take that knowledge from where he is, and every time I play that map, is always gonna chime in. I'm like, oh, I'm going down this tunnel, and to the right is this little opening. The enemies can kind of hide in there, so I should probably check there first. That's just to save myself a ridiculous death, And, you know, the enemy is probably going to be more likely not to keep going there if they're getting killed consistently. If, you know, they're smart. Most people that I play with in Team Deathmatch, you know, no offense to anybody, but aren't the brightest, you know, spoons in the table, you know. So you take that knowledge and you use it. You basically, it's like taking XP for your own, like, Call of Duty skills and leveling up. And that's, you know, from playing Call of Duty 4 or World at War, I've gathered so many techniques and tips just from, you know, getting killed. While getting killed is, you know, something you want to stray from, if you're getting killed a lot, I mean, they're doing something obviously that's right. Watch it and see what they're doing, because usually it's, you know, they know you're coming, they aiming down, they know all the locations you're going to be, and, you know, the map knowledge really ties into, like, grenades, which is going to be the next tip. And let me tell you, grenades, frag grenades especially, are so crucial to, you know, being a really good team deathmatch player. That's my opinion. You know, some people may say I like some techs, but I think frags, you know, hands down the best grenade you can have in the team deathmatch mode. We'll get into that a little bit later, but, you know, what I want you to take from this is essentially, hey, gotta learn the maps, gotta know where people are going to be, and don't force yourself so far into the enemy spawn, because it's only detrimental to not only you. Not only are you not going to be able to find people because they're spawning, you know, 500 fucking miles away, your teammates, which, you know, are coming towards your direction, are completely open from, you know, an ambush behind them or from the sides. And that happens to me, and when it does, and I see this one green arrow all the way front, I just want to grab my dick and rip it off. You know, because that's how fucking angry I get when someone does that. And if you're one of those people that does it, I'll fucking fight you and kill you! But no, seriously, I probably won't do that. But don't do that. It's not good. Sure, you might pick up 3 or 4, you know, really quick kills, but, you know, then you get stuck in the middle of nowhere, and what the fuck can you do? And then you end up in this loop of, I need to go find people, but you're constantly, you know, swapping the spawns, which is something you don't want to do. So, you know, to summarize all this up, know the maps, know the locations where enemies are going to be. Do not go that far into the enemy's spawn, and doing those 3 things will probably help you net, you know, better scores. You know, you're not more prone to get killed from behind and all that shit, and you kind of have it in control, because having the map in your control is what you want. Don't let the enemies control the map. You have to control it. Control the flow of the game. You know, that is really what I want you to take from this. And good luck, my friends. I hope that, you know, this somehow helps you and you can do well. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys.